Welcome to this presentation on how to map, manage, and measure your employee engagement program using an extraordinary experiences approach. Hello, my name is Dr. Stephen Hobbs. I'm CEO and founder of the Wealth Movement. I'm a published author and facilitative mentor. And I'd like to take the title that's just been presented to you and break it down as a way of introducing you to the key terms that are necessary to be able to map, manage, and measure your employee engagement program using extraordinary experiences approach. Now, employee engagement, and I've written a book, a short ebook around managing and leading engagement and recognition. And in it, I share a quick introduction to employee engagement. And employee engagement has two perspectives, one coming from the employee and the other from the employer. Now, from an engagement point of view, this notion of involvement and evolvement from an employee perspective, it's about their thoughts and feelings associated with keeping and making their commitments. And if those are lined up, then they are more involved with the work. And therefore, there's a complementary piece from an employer perspective where they're dealing with reward and recognition approach, getting those tools and techniques into play. The other part to this is that for an employee engagement program to be put together, you need to map it, manage it, and measure it. Map in the sense of you need the lay of the land that then leads to the creation of the plan of actions that will be placed in motion so that you can manage the implementation, the execution of that employee engagement program. Now, it's very important that measures be associated with it. Now, there are key productivity indicators that can be assigned, just as you can measure the competence of the people who are involved, just as you can measure the accountabilities and outcomes that are realized. Now, the key here is that whatever you measure does get done. So whatever you measure gets managed, and that manage then feeds back into the map and the plan. The next aspect of this is the extraordinary experiences package that goes with it, or maybe the extraordinary experiences approach. There is this continuum of good, great, memorable, remarkable, extraordinary. And the idea is to be able to lean into the world of the extraordinary, the extraordinary kind of experiences that can be offered at group team level just as an individual level. So how might, from an individual level, you give a person a stretch assignment? With groups and teams, it's how do you work with them to get ownership of the path forward, the ownership of the map, the ownership of what they're going to do to manage the work as it unfolds, to manage the organization of the work. To be able to set this all in motion, I've been mentioning program and approach. A program is a collection of packages and projects. So a package might be as a service, a software as service that might be brought in that you could use to be able to recognize and reward the individuals. And there might be packages that you bring in, a management package that supports that. With the approach, there are tools and techniques that are important here. I'll give you one as an example is when from a leading perspective, it's important to understand the approach of leading from a hierarchy of values. What is the hierarchy of values each person brings to their workplace that guides them in their time, effort allocation? And when you know that, you can lead the individuals. But there are approaches from a management point of view that are important here as well. And they link back up into the packages and the projects that you set in motion. And they could be around the group decision making, using consensus decision making. That is a management approach. With that, what I'm doing here is bringing all of this together so it looks a little bit more like a honeycomb. And the suggestion here is that you have to manage the extraordinary experiences to get the employee engagement. Because in essence, you want to keep moving that employee engagement out into the future, to keep moving it along, keep improving upon it, focusing on it, strengthening it as you move forward. So if you map out what that's about, then what you can do is manage the implementation of it as you lead the involvement of the employees. And of course, you've got to continue to do the measure. This is the continuous evaluation and summative evaluation as you move forward. But you also have got to be very clear about the program that you're bringing in and the approaches that you're using. It's not favorable to bring in simply a flavor of the month approach, because it will wither on the vine. You want to make sure that you're bringing in a program and approach, programs and approaches that support, that augment, that assist the delivery of extraordinary experiences, the delivery of extraordinary employee experiences that moves this employee engagement further. So with that, I just offer is that there is the Discovery 360 and the Discovery 720 packages that are available to you. With the Discovery 360, that's 6 hours based on a one-to-one facilitative mentoring delivery, 6 hours over 2 months. And you might want that as a manager to get a really great grounding on what employee engagement is, extraordinary experiences, and how to bring all of that together. But then again, you might want to bring a group of people together and have a group workshop for 3 hours with 1 hour post-workshop for facilitative mentoring. So we do 3 hours together, and then there would be a 1 hour follow-up to see how you've moved everything into practice as a group. Also, there is this flip side, is that some people would like a longer term connection. Therefore, Discovery 720, which is the 12-hour package. The one-to-one facilitative mentoring with delivery over 12 hours over 2 to 3 months. Again, you could move it into a group workshop. So there's 6 hours together with 1 hour pre and 2 hours post workshop for facilitative mentoring. With the longer term view, it's always helpful to have a 1 hour pre meeting to be able to get things set in motion and have everyone agreeing about where we're moving forward. The website that you can visit to learn more is wealthmovement.com, and my email is stephen@wealthmovement.com. But this video is also placed above information and insights about the Discovery 360 and 720. You can read down through. There are buttons that you can push to purchase the one that fits best for you. But note, there is a special offer included on the website page. So with that, I wish you well, and I look forward to connecting with you. And on this page as well, down below, there is a place to schedule a 29-minute free conversation to explore this employee engagement program, if that would be of help to you. So with that, take care.